Good morning, warriors. Doing some reading this morning. Reading from Making of a Man by Orison Marden. A little something for your iPods and your MP3 players. There's nothing finer in the world than the kingship of self-control. Man, says William George Jordan, has two creators, his God and himself. His first creator furnishes him the raw material of his life and the laws and conformity with which he can make that life what he will. His second creator, himself, has marvelous powers he unfortunately rarely realizes. It is what a man makes of himself that counts. Man in his weakness is the creature of circumstances. Man in his strength is the creator of circumstances. Whether he be victim or victor depends largely on himself. The self-control that is seen in the most spectacular instances in history and in the simplest phases of daily life is precisely the same in kind and quality, differing only in degree. This control man can attain if he will. It is but a matter of paying the price. The power of self-control is one of the great qualities that differentiates man from the lower animals. He is the only animal capable of a moral struggle or a moral conquest. Every step in the progress of the world has been a new control. It has been escaping from the tyranny of a fact to the understanding and mastery of that fact. At each moment of a man's life, he is either a king or a slave. As he surrenders to a wrong appetite, to any human weakness, as he falls prostrate in hopeless subjection to any condition, to any environment, to any failure, he is a slave. As he day by day crushes out human weakness, masters opposing elements within himself, and day by day recreates a new self from the sin and folly of his past, he becomes a king. Self-control is of fundamental importance in the formation and development of character, and intimately concerns success in life. Every human being is conscious of two natures. One is ever reaching up after the good, the true, and the noble, is aspiring after all that uplifts, elevates, and purifies. It is the God side of man, the image of the Creator, the immortal side, the spiritual side. It is the gravitation of the soul faculties toward their Maker. The other is the bestial side, which gravitates downward. The individual can attain self-control in great things only through self-control in little things. He must study himself to discover what is the weak point in his armor, what is the element in him that keeps him from his fullest success. This is the characteristic upon which he should begin his exercise in self-control. Is it selfishness, vanity, cowardice, morbidness, temper, laziness, worry, mind-wandering, lack of purpose? Whatever form human weakness assumes in the masquerade of life, he must discover. He must then live each day as if his whole existence was telescoped down to the single day before him. With no idle regret for the past, no useless worry for the future, he should live that day as if it were his only day, the only day left for him to assert all that is best in him, the only day left for him to conquer all that is worst in him. He should master the weak element within him at each slight manifestation from moment to moment. Each moment then must be a victory for it or for him. Will he be a king or a slave? Learn to act nobly and grandly on every occasion that presents itself. Every occasion should be a great occasion. If you shirk duty or compromise your manhood, your character is weakened. Must I acknowledge myself inferior to circumstances and succumb to petty annoyances and little miseries? Mind is superior to matter, and wings of hope, of aspiration, of expectation, of confidence were given us to lift ourselves above the petty storms of life, which rage about inferior beings and make miserable those who are powerless to mount above them. Man, fucking awesome. This Orson Martin, I had done another What I Want You to Know, This Is What I Want You to Know audio piece, reading from his stuff. And as I told you before, he's the original founder of Success Magazine back in the 1850s, and his stuff is just, it's hardcore. I think the analogy I used was I have a picture of him when he saw somebody sitting in their own pile of crap and feeling sorry for themselves, that he grabbed them around the neck and hung them up on a meat hook and used them as a heavy bag. Look, your life will always seem out of control until you learn to control yourself. And so many of you that write me and say you don't like how your life is right now, or you don't like where you are in your life, you got there because you abnegated your right to control. The quality of your life rests entirely on your strength of character. And your strength of character consists of two things: your power of will, your power of self-restraint. And this is what I want you to know today. Till next time, always believe.